Lakers come in here 21-18, 11-10 on the road, 7th of the Western Conference standings. It's time now for your McDonald's I'm Loving It starting lineups. Phil Jackson has been rehired after a one-year hiatus from coaching. He coached 9 NBA champions, 6 titles of the Bulls, 3 of the Lakers in his first rebuilding job of his career. Devin George is a last-second change, replacing Kwame Brown. Odom, Mem, the remarkable Kobe Bryant, and Smush Parker complete the starting 5. The Suns in first place of the Pacific Division, 25-13. Mike D'Antoni's team still unbeaten in the new year, 5-0, 10-3 since Christmas, 1-0 against the Lakers. Diaw, Marion, Thomas, Bell, and Nash, the 5 we've seen so many times this year. It's time now for the Kia keys to the game. Kia Motors, the power to surprise. And here's Thunder Dan.
Gary, thank you very much. And the keys to the game. With the first one, we're going to have to rebound and run. This is a Los Angeles team that's 10th in the league in offensive rebounds. They really want to crash the board. Suns got to get that rebound and get out and run the court. And all eyes on Kobe. It may take all 5 guys to stop this guy from scoring. And just because Raja Bell's on him doesn't mean that anybody else can relax. And then limit the easy baskets, especially out of that triangle offense. They want to make them shoot some jump shots, Gary.
And this Laker team, you can see they can score a lot of points, and the Suns have been giving up some points as of late. Even though they're leading the league in the NBA, you can see 4 of the last 5 games, their opponents have passed the century mark. We have Mike Callahan, Tony Brothers, and Ed Malloy, the 3 officials. Here is Chris Mem, the former first-round pick of the Bulls, the 7-foot center out of Texas, Kobe Bryant, first shot. And here we go, Dan.
Well, there's Kobe just from the weak side, flashes in, uses his size on Raja, catches it, and shoots that fall-away jumper. Absolutely unguardable.
Boris Diaw now off to Nash, and Nash, who goes to that left hand so effectively. We've seen that more this year than last season.
Boy, so good at getting to the basket. That time nobody from the Lakers picked him up and he laid it in.
Odom, backdoor, Devin George, and George are the reverse. And so George, a guy who signed a huge contract a couple of years ago, was hurt most of last year, contributing more this season.
And that's what I was talking about, Gary. They want to make sure that he pops out and shoots that jumper. That time he backdoored and got a layup.
Yeah, brings it off to Nash. Nash with career numbers in scoring and assists. George comes up with a steal. Devin George came out of Augsburg College, a Division III school in Minnesota. Intended for Kobe, double team, produces a turnover. And Nash coming back the other way. Nash just sensational in this new year. As he hits, nope, he did not hit it from outside. Looked like it was going in, and he'll back it out. Nash has been averaging almost 20 points. Over 14 assists a game since the start of 2006. Marion outside, he'll pull up and not able to get it. Rebound is cleared by Odom. Odom made a real bonehead play last night. Really cost the Lakers.
That's being nice.
Yeah, a knucklehead play is maybe a better way. As Odom can't get that one to go, he follows his own shot. This guy is a matchup problem inside.
Well, just a talented guy. Pretty much can do everything on the floor. Shoots the ball well, got great size, handles the ball, can rebound.
So the Lakers let one get away from them last night on just some very poor decisions down the stretch, and the Kings were able to make it pay in overtime. In the corner it comes to Marion. Marion with a 3, and the rebound is cleared by Diaw. Diaw will bring it outside now to Raja Bell, who has a defensive assignment at the start of the night against the leading scorer in the NBA. Nash outside into Boris Diaw. Diaw double team quickly. Wide open, Kurt Thomas. And that's going to be off the Lakers. Suns ball.
Well, the Suns getting some good looks here earlier, and that's where Boris is so good. He caught the pass from Steve Nash and immediately threw it out to a wide-open Kurt Thomas.
This Laker team, a team that's only 11-10 on the road. They're trying to get better in that area. Here's the steal by Odom. Lamar Odom a couple of years ago was sensational. The Miami Heat. You can see the Suns 1 of 5 here in the early going. Smush Parker, who played with the Suns last year, 16 games, signed 2 10-day contracts. Gets the ball out now to Devin George. He'll feed it into Mem. Mem, an all Big 12 player for the Texas Longhorns, has it batted out of bounds with only 2 to shoot. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Shawn Marion gets down there, and we've seen this a lot out of him. He's able to get in there and knock the ball out of bounds. Only 2 seconds left.
So the Lakers with little time now on this inbound. Odom at 6'10", gets it in to Bryant, fall away, and a remarkable shot. Dan, he's just in a zone right now.
Yeah, there's no surprise. When there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock, the Suns got to realize that he's going to get the ball, so that's when you have to double team him.
That's a very good point. 8-2 now. The Lakers with the early advantage in this ball game. Nash now trying to penetrate, create as only he can. Gets it off to Thomas. Thomas, wide open shot. He nails it. And so Nash picking up his first assist of the night.
And to see Steve Nash really protecting the ball here early, as Smush Parker played him extremely well in the first matchup.
Smush Parker has found a home with the Lakers. He's had some remarkable games this year. Scored 24 points in one game. There's Kobe again. He can miss once in a while. Kurt Thomas comes down to the rebound. Nash headed back the other way. Parker will come out on him, and we're going to have a foul called on Parker as he got the elbow on him. Side out to the Suns. The Suns coming in here tonight are looking now for their 6th straight win at home. They're 15-6 on the year. They've won 14 of their last 16 in the Purple Palace. Out it comes now to Raja Bell. Bell, broken field, is able to get it to go. Beautifully done by Raja.
And that's really where he's gotten a lot better. We know he can shoot standing still, but he's done a good job of putting the ball on the floor, and that time weaved through 4 defenders and laid it in.
He has averaged over 20 points a game in the last 5. Here's the number 7 guy in steals, and Shawn Marion takes some pay, and it's tied at 8.
Well, you can't be lackadaisical with your passes, especially Shawn Marion on the weak side. He's going to shoot the gap and get a lot of layups.
All of a sudden, a 6-0 run by the Suns has tied this ball game up. That's how quickly this Phoenix team can explode on you. Devin George now picked up by Diaw. They bring it out to Parker. Mim from outside, and Mim not able to get it to go. Rebound is cleared effectively. Out it comes to Nash. Chris Mim has been working with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar this year. There's Marion down the middle. Mim fouled him. Marion with great energy here early in the ball game.
Well, he does such a great job of running the floor, and Steve just waits on Shawn to run down the middle of the floor. Nobody from the Lakers picks him up. Kobe tries to get over there a little bit too late.
How about this guy, Dan? I mean, he's coming in here tonight with 29 double-doubles. That is 2nd in the league. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. You can see those double-doubles. He has more double-doubles than the entire Laker roster. I find that astounding.
Well, we talked about the other night against the Clippers. They're, saying Brand is a guy that they're looking at an early MVP, and you look at their numbers, and they're similar, Brand and Marion, and yet you're wondering if Shawn's going to make the All-Star team for some reason. I mean, Shawn is the most underrated player and should be on that All-Star team every year.
No question about it. Suns with their first lead of the game. 10-8. Devin George brings it out to Odom. Odom into Mim. Mim against Kurt Thomas. And that shot not going to go. So Mim in the early going has missed a couple. Nash back the other way. Steve Nash just loses Parker on a screen. Goes baseline. Rebound by Lamar Odom. Out they come now to Kobe Bryant. Boy, Bryant, he just creates a stir when he gets the ball in his hands. And he's going to be fouled. It's going to go on Raja Bell. So Bell, who has the assignment tonight on the guy who's averaging almost 35 points a game.
Well, Raja did a pretty good job there at moving his feet. Kobe looks like caused the contact. Didn't see much of a foul there at all.
So the Lakers will inbound from the side. Kobe Bryant this year has had 3 50-point games. He has had 12 games of 40-plus points. I mean, it's just remarkable the year he's having. And it comes to Mim, backing down low. He's got a mismatch with Marion, followed by Devin George. Mim again. Mim just can't get a shot to go. Stays with it, and it'll be off of Boris Diaw. Laker ball.
You talk about Kobe, not only the year he's having, but he's the youngest player in the NBA to reach 15,000 points. He did it in 27 years, 136 days. The only other players to reach 15,000 points before they turned 28, Wilt and Michael Jordan.
Think about Wilt. I mean, all the records he put together. There's so many things that you compare Wilt to, and you just find out how remarkable he was. The Lakers have missed their last 6 attempts, and then number 8 hits the next one.
Well, like a lot of players in this league, when he's hitting that jump shot, he is unguardable because he's so quick going to the basket, very strong, and just unstoppable.
Well, not bad, huh? That broke an 8-0 run as Thomas a little off balance, an in-betweener there. He just didn't quite have himself positioned well. Here's Odom going the other way, and that's what Odom could do. He's like a point forward. He can handle it well for a big 6'10 guy.
You're right. That's where he's at his best, in the open floor.
Kurt Thomas, the trailer, brings it off now to Shawn Marion. 12-10, the Lakers. Suns won earlier this year in November. They have won 5 straight over this Laker team after sweeping the series last year. Off it comes out of Diaw. Diaw shot will not go. Rebound by Odom. So the Suns in the early going shooting only 36%. The Lakers at 46. Here's Kobe trying to shake Raja Bell. Into the corner comes a swinging around. Devin George. A pass broken up. It'll be off the Suns. And we're going to have a timeout. 5:51 to go as the Lakers in a back-to-back look very sharp here early in the game.
Well, like you said, they came off a disappointing loss last night. They want to come back and atone for it here against the Suns.
Lakers with the early lead, 12-10. It's time for a Geico quote of the game. Geico Auto Insurance, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Quote is from Lamar Odom, talking about driving to the basket instead of killing time on the clock. He was called for a charge with less than 30 seconds of the game, and the Lakers up by 4. LA, as we mentioned, lost in overtime. He said, I take the blame for that one. I should have run the clock down a little bit more. First time in a long time. My aggressiveness beat me.
Well, that was, like you said, it was a bonehead play. In that type of game, in that situation, you want to run the clock down. And I had no idea where he was going, and cost the Lakers a loss or a win in that Sacramento game.
No question. It let the Kings off the hook. And so often when you're on the road, you cannot do that. Phil Jackson's team, he said this is a sink or swim time for us because the Lakers, starting last night, are playing 9 of their next 11 games on the road. Here is Kobe again. He's 3 for 4 previous to that. Rebound by Nash. Suns, 3 offensive rebounds. Should say the Lakers, 3 offensive rebounds, 4 second chance points. Into the ball game now is Leandro Barbosa. Into Thomas, and Thomas is fouled as he tries to move inside. This Laker team last year missed the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. They have never missed it twice since Jerry Buss bought the ball club.
Broke my heart when they missed it.
I knew it did. You cried all summer
at
long.
home, right? And I was like, why?
You know, somehow
I hope they miss it again.
They could. No, they're going to make it this year.
I know.
Here's Bell. Quick turnaround, and Bell able to bury it. Raja Bell, we've talked about how he has been playing so well defensively, but his scoring has been very good. Shooting 46% for three-point land in the last 5 games. Pass intended inside for Devin George is broken up.
And good for Raja. You want to make sure he makes Kobe work on the defensive end so he doesn't have all that energy on the offensive end.
So they'll inbound with 15 on the shot clock. Odom will bring it in now for the Lakers. He's got to get it in. Almost did not. And then Kobe Bryant bails him out. Off it comes now to George. 10 on the shot clock. Approaching 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Mim looking inside. 5 on the shot clock. Kobe's going to launch from 3. And not there. Nash comes down to the rebound. Off it comes to Barbosa. Barbosa, nice pass, corner. Raja Bell with a 3, and we're going to have an offensive foul over the back by Shawn Marion.
Well, a good opportunity there for the Suns. Leandro pushing the ball, found a wide open Bell, and I think Shawn got caught with a little push on the small of the back. Really didn't cause much damage, but the ref was standing right there.
So the Lakers will get it back. We're tied at 12. Inside 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Laker team coming in here, averaging just over 97 points a game. Here is Parker from outside. Smoosh can't get it to go. Rebound by Barbosa. Barbosa has just been sensational, coming off of a 21-point game. And since coming back from the injury, as we mentioned, he's been almost unguardable. Thomas inside, and he's fouled. And I like the way Kurt has really taken it to the hole.
Yeah, he's really adjusted here. Usually we see him at the pick and roll. He pops back and shoots that jumper. The last few times he's rolled to the basket. That time very aggressive and gets fouled. But Steve Nash again working his magic. Good bounce pass, and Kurt goes strong and gets fouled.
His magic is right. I mean, a beautiful bounce pass. And now Thomas will go to the line. Kurt is shooting 81% from the free throw line. This guy has been doing such a good job rebounding the ball, Dan. In the last 5 games, he's averaged over 10 rebounds.
Well, I don't judge Kurt's game on his shooting or scoring. He does so many other things. Rebounding, like you talk about, his defensive presence is big for the Suns. It's really made them into a good defensive team. And
so Thomas with his second free throw, not able to get it. Suns up by 1. Both teams are 0 for 3 from three-point land thus far. Smush Parker, who played collegiately at Fordham, brings it out to Mim. They swing it around to Odom. Bryant with Rogers sticking with him. Inside to Mim. Mim has a tough time catching the ball and lost it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's been working with Mim. I don't know if there's been that much improvement, do you?
Not enough.
He's a special assistant coach. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now with the Lakers. Here is Nash going inside off to Barbosa. Barbosa's going to try a two. Left it short. Mim comes up with it. Here's Bryant the other way. Kobe Bryant with 6 points in the early going. He's going to go in. He didn't get it to go, but Mim was there to follow up and tip it in.
And that's the problem with Kobe. He's so active, and he got to the boards. Nobody stopped Mim, and he laid it in.
Barbosa out of control on that particular break down the floor. The Suns turn it over against the Suns now. That will be their third turnover. Kobe Bryant brings it out to Devin George. George looking inside. Knocked down is Raja Bell. Mim positioning for the ball, and now they're saying that Raja Bell was flopping. They're not going to give him that call, and Kurt Thomas instead comes away with the foul.
Well, the ref looked over D'Antoni, said, no, he just fell down. He flopped. He's not going to get that call. And the Suns can't get caught up with the referees. They got to play more physical than the Lakers. As you see Mim coming across, and that's more of a fall down. Looked like Mim just kind of dislodged him.
So as an end result, Chris Mim will go to the line. Sixth-year man out of Texas. A guy who they acquired in a trade that sent Gary Payton packing. And Mim is the guy who last year had his finest season. His numbers are up from last year, so there is some improvement as Diaw is going to come back in the game. And Thomas, who seems to get a lot of fouls early in the game, will sit down with his first of the night.
Well, they had to take him out. I think he got cut when he went to the basket. And Aaron Nelson over there taking care of that, and Diaw came in for him.
Here's Mim now. Chris Mim, 72% free throw shooter. And so the Lakers have taken a three-point lead with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Parker picking up Nash outside. Off to Diaw. Diaw off to Raja Bell, who is not going to be able to get it to go. I'll tell you what, they're only getting one crack at it, aren't they, Dan?
That's what happens when you're a jump shooting team. The Suns have to be aggressive and start taking the ball to the basket.
Here's Mim, handoff to Kobe. Kobe. A little too fancy there. Throw it away. He meant to connect with Mim. Off to Barbosa. Flying to the hole. And he's just remarkable how he can get up and down the floor.
That's what he brings to the Suns. I mean, you have Shawn Marion on one end and Leandro on the other side. And those two guys are the quickest guys in the NBA. It leads to an easy fast break layup.
Barbosa just seems to fly by everybody, even though they have positioned themselves well. Timeout Lakers. Phil Jackson. His team up by 1, and here is the Brazilian Blur at his very best.
That's right. Steve Nash looks over, sees Shawn Marion, gives it to the Brazilian Blur, and he finishes strong. Lakers and the Suns early.
Lakers up by 1. Neither team shooting well in the 30 percentile. This date in the NBA presented by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas since 1958, where all your backyard needs. January 20th, 1970, Cincinnati's Tom Van Arsdale and Phoenix's Dick Van Arsdale become the first brothers to play in the same All-Star game. Dick scored 8 points for the Western team, while Tom scored 5 for the East, which won the game 142 to 135. And if Dick Van Arsdale is watching tonight, Dick, continue to get well. We miss you, buddy. And we just continually say to ourselves, where is Van? I'd love having you here during the game. So stop by sometime and visit it, will you?
I own one retro jersey, and it's Van.
Is it really?
Oh, I love it, yeah.
I love it. So here now, coming into the ball game for the first time is Vujacic. Here he is, Sasha Vujacic, who is a second-year man out of Slovenia. Been playing a lot more lately. Bryant stripped as he goes inside.
Say that name again.
Vujacic.
You make it sound sexy.
I think it's, I don't know about sexy.
Sexy.
Well, okay. Anyway, he's going to inbound the ball. Second-year man. He was a first-round pick a year ago, 27th pick in the draft. And it comes now quickly to Devin George, and they were caught napping there.
Good substitution by Phil Jackson, starting Devin George instead of Kwame. He's been very active here early.
Yep, he has. He scored 4 points in the early going. Here's Boris Diaw, who's been fairly quiet. Feeds beautifully to Shawn Marion. And that's the reason Diaw is averaging 6 assists a game.
And it amazes me that play keeps working. We see it almost every game with those two in that pick and roll.
And it comes now to Mim. Lakers by 1. Mim, baseline. Smush Parker couldn't get the handle, so he backs out with 10 on the shot clock. Vujacic swings it around to George. Off it comes now to Bryant. Vujacic again, not able to hit it. Marion comes down with a rebound. Third in the league in rebounding. Averaging a career high 12 a game. Here's Sean out to Nash. Nash will wheel inside. Beautifully done. He just finds those little crevices, doesn't he?
Well, Bush just lost him, and by the time he got out there, Nash just blew right by him and laid it in.
Kobe Bryant now with a total of 6 points in the game, 3 of 8 shooting. Marion trying to stay with him with Raja Bell out of the lineup right now. Up it comes to Parker. 8 on the shot clock. Schmoosh is going to try one, not able to get it, missed almost everything. Rebound by James Jones, who's back in the lineup. And here comes Nash the other way. Steve Nash gets a screen from Diao. Look at him, just looking for the opening. And they finally get it to Marion, but he left it short, and Sean really upsetted himself.
And he should be. Great execution both by Nash and Diao, and Sean just missed an easy one.
Suns by 1 now, inside a minute to go in the first quarter. Kobe Bryant has been held to a reasonable number. He had 21 points in the first quarter last night. And as I say that, he just buried the shot. He has 8.
Well, he's going to get 30 to 40 tonight just because he puts up so many shots. And if he gets hot, he may get 50. But, you know, I've seen a lot of guys get 50, MJ one of them, and still lose games.
And last night was a good example, as Kobe had 51 and they lost that game. Here's Barbosa for the baseline. Suns leaving a lot of shots short in this game. Diao digs it out. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Nash with the 3. And the rebound is going to be cleared. The Suns are down now to 38% shooting. Here's Parker. Has it poked away. Back they come. They're going to go for the last shot of the quarter. And Nash now goes in, creates Marion, and Marion will go to the free throw line.
Well, the coach on the sidelines was saying one shot, but the coach on the floor, Nash, said, you know, I got an opportunity. He took it all the way to the basket. Another beautiful pass to Sean, who gets fouled. And right now, D'Antoni's saying one shot. Steve sees an alleyway and not going to get an easier shot than this.
And how can you, in any way, criticize Steve Nash? And so here comes Odom back into the ball game.
I didn't like his GQ shoot. How's that?
Well, that was not good.
Well, that's the only thing I can criticize.
Okay, I agree with you. I did not like it either. Some people may know what we're talking about. Shall we describe it or go through it or just leave it alone?
Just leave it alone.
Okay. Marion hits the free throw. He's tied it up at 20. Suns in this first quarter, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. They come in here at a record pace. A pace that they don't want to have, and that would be taking the fewest free throws of any team in NBA history.
Well, maybe we're just jealous that we have never been in GQ.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to ask me, but you've got a chance yet, Dan. Your chance is coming.
Keep saying Vucic, you're sexy.
Here comes Bryant down the middle. Has it batted away. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Pretty good defense that time. Kobe's had some tough sledding here.
Well, he's used to it. I mean, this is a guy who goes against 2 and 3 defenders every time he catches the ball.
Vucic will bring it in now. Into Odom, and boy, that will drive D'Antoni nuts.
Well, you know, I talked about that earlier. With that much time, you really want to watch Kobe Bryant. That time there was too much watching Kobe, and left Lamar Odom wide open underneath the basket.
And as an end result, the Lakers have the lead after the first quarter, 22-21. Suns not shooting all that well, but there's been some good moments. And here's a great pass.
The French connection. Voulez-vous jouer avec moi? I don't know what I just said.
With Thunder Dan Marley, I'm Gary Bender. The 1-point lead now enjoyed by the Lakers. Sign up on Southwest.com to receive a weekly click and save email listing great travel specials, including our lowest available fares online. Of course, the big story this week occurred Wednesday night when Knicks forward Antonio Davis went into the stands to protect his wife. He's been suspended for 5 games, and Raja Bell had this reaction.
We're protecting our family like any man, woman, or would do for a kid or a sibling or a spouse. So when you see something like that, it's kind of fight or flight. You're just trying to protect what you love.
Gary, I agree with that. I think any guy would go up to the stands if you see your loved ones, but there's just no room for players to go up in the stands because even though Antonio handled himself perfectly in that situation, what if somebody in the crowd next to him threw a punch, hit him? Next thing you know, his teammates are up in the stands, then you got a brawl again. That's why I think everybody needs security like the Suns have right behind the bench. If I'm seeing somebody mess with a family member, I'm telling Kevin Tucker, go handle it. He can get there before I can, and that keeps the players out of it.
And I tell you, I would have him defend me anywhere, anytime, Kevin. But to get back to this, the precedent of a year ago, the basketball brawl has even increased in scrutiny, as you all know. But I think the fans here are a different breed. I mean, it's a great crowd, and as you mentioned, the security is extremely good. And I just can't imagine that happening here.
Well, I feel incredibly safe just sitting here with Sheila next
Well, I thought you were going to say because of me. I'm disappointed. Here now is Eddie House, who's coming to the ball game here as we start the second quarter. They're going to try to double team the ball out of his hands to Barbosa. So Nash is out. Let's see how the Suns fare with the reigning MVP catching a breather on the bench. And we're going to have a foul inside. Kwame Brown is checked in the lineup now for the Lakers. And that will be Kwame Brown with the foul. Sheila, by the way, if you're wondering, is Sheila Simpson, our stage manager, who really has a battle keeping Dan, you know, behaving himself. How it comes to D out now.
Heck of a job.
She does. Luke Walton has come into the ball game now for the Lakers. And into the corner, it's going to be batted away. Suns ball with now 6 seconds on the shot clock.
And look with Nash out, the ball to go through Diaw a lot right there in the high post because he is the second best assist man on this team. Pick and rolls with Sean or trying to get House open on the weak side.
In this ball game, the Lakers have 10 second chance points. Suns with 6 fast break points. Inside it comes the House with 1 second. He just got it underway. And Kwame Brown, who started last night for the Lakers, replaced in the starting lineup by Devin George, comes down to the rebound. Here's Luke Walton, the former University of Arizona standout. Neither team shooting all that well. The Suns down at 36% now. Parker lost his balance and he traveled. No, they're going to call a foul. And that foul's going to go on Eddie House.
Wow.
I didn't see that one, did you?
No, I thought Smush just tripped over a line out there. I mean, don't understand that call.
That's called self-tackleization. As he goes crossed, and boy, that's a little nitpicky, isn't it? Off it comes now to Kwame Brown, who was the #1 pick in the draft coming out of high school in 2001. And Brown, spin move, able to go, and he just threw his shoe. His shoe came off. Here's Barbosa the other way. Boy, Barbosa, you turn your head, and he's at the other end.
Right, well, Kwame Brown did a good job. He didn't like his post position the first time, threw it out to Odom, got better position, and made a nice move. Like you said, spun right out of his shoes, but you're going to see the replay here. He gets it right back in, and with his size, just turns on Sean and lays it off the glass. Good move there. But what I like about Leandro is they got it out, and with his speed, just pushed it all the way down the floor and got to the free throw line.
And so Barbosa going to the free throw line. He's always been a reasonably good free throw shooter. 72, he gets it to go. You know, Kwame Brown, getting back to him, Dan, he's the guy they traded for the Washington Wizards. They gave up Caron Butler and Chucky Atkins. He's never really put it together. He had 4 torturous seasons in D.C., and they think he's kind of like a 2-year project. They're hoping someday he will deliver.
Might be one of the biggest disappointments of a first player picked in the draft ever.
And here is Parker outside now, just underway in the second quarter play. Parker looked into Brown, elects to go out to Odom instead. 24-23, the Lakers. Inside to Kwame. Big 6'11", 23-year-old Luke Walton from the corner. Walton really struggled last night, missing all 4 of his shots. Doesn't get it here. Suns with a chance to take the lead. James Jones, we talked about him on the pregame show, how he has gone in stretches not shooting it well. They've been trying to run some plays for him. And according to Mike D'Antoni, he's been thinking too much before he shoots the ball. There's Diaw going inside, the follow away, and a rebound by Odom. So the Lakers hanging tough right now with Kobe Bryant on the bench. Off it comes to the corner. Vucevic picked up now by House. Dumps it in to Kwame Brown. Double teamed the ball. Suns very active defensively. There's a nice poke out by Jones. Saved by Parker. And Parker loads up the 3. And Dan, he's been shooting so well, surprising everyone. And there's a steal by Vucevic.
Well, Smush has had a good year shooting the ball from behind the arc, 39%, and then a lazy inbounds pass by the Suns.
And here goes Parker again. He could have gotten called for a push there. There was none. And Mike D'Antoni wanted the call. All of a sudden, the Lakers are up by 6.
He sure could really use that left arm to push off.
Here's House outside. Vucevic trying to stay with him. Into the corner goes Jones. He needs his first one to go, and that was not close.
This doesn't fare well for the Suns as the Lakers are doing this damage without Kobe Bryant on the floor.
Suns are 0 for 4 behind the line. And Parker is right now having his way with the Suns, and Mike D'Antoni is calling a timeout.
We talked about the Suns' defense of late. They've allowed over 100 points in the last 4 or 5 games and not showing too many good defensive possessions here of late.
So the Lakers are out of the chute effectively. Parker was 7 points, and he has scored the last 7 for the Lakers.
Well, Smush was here for a while, and he's doing damage back here in the arena. There, just a good give and go with Lute, and Lakers are taking control here early.
Lakers their biggest lead of the game. Suns have missed all 3 of their shots in the second quarter. It's time to Kia Watch and Win. Log on to Suns.com after the game and fill out the online entry form with tonight's leading score, and you can win a Jim Jackson autographed basketball. Plus, each of our winners this season will be entered into a drawing to win a new Kia Sportage, a versatile SUV with 6 airbags, traction control, and available V6 engine. Kia, the power to surprise. Log on to Suns.com for your chance to win. Hey, Dan, during that timeout, we were just talking. When Steve Nash sits down, something disappears for the Suns.
Yeah, you know, the Lakers are doing a better job without their MVP candidate, Kobe Bryant, on the floor, or not on the floor, and with Steve getting out, it seems like the ball really sticks for the Suns, and they're settling for some outside jump shooting. That's why I think Leandro and Diaw have to do a better job of controlling the tempo and get to the rim.
See, they hope if Barbosa coming back now, they can give Nash more breaks, maybe keep him around 35 to 38 minutes a game, but every time he goes out, it's obvious how much he's missed. Barbosa now will bring it up for the Suns. 9 minutes to go in this first half. The Lakers are their biggest lead of the game. Barbosa goes baseline, poked away, 14 on the shot clock.
I'd like to be on the PGA Tour, but that's not going to happen either. So they need Nash on the floor as much as possible. As good as Leandro Barbosa is, Steve Nash needs to be on the floor to make this offense click.
Well, you could be on the PGA Tour. Aren't you a scratch golfer? I mean,
Champions Tour.
Champions Tour, right.
When I get
all the majors.
If I get 50. Which is highly unlikely.
8:55 to go, 14 on the shot clock. Diaw brings it out to Barbosa. Barbosa, nice little crossover, clears, not able to hit it. And the Suns continue to struggle shooting the ball, now down to 32%. 31-23, they've missed all 4 of their shots here in this quarter. Vucevic brings it out to Parker. So the Lakers have been able to increase their lead with Kobe on the bench, and Vucevic has helped again. Vucevic able to nail it, and it's a 10-point lead.
And that triangle offense really promotes ball movement. Everybody from the Lakers touching it and getting good shots.
Here's House, tried to feed baseline Thomas. He saves it. James Jones on a runner, and a kind of a flat shot, but it went in.
It went, that's right, though. But I like the idea that he put it on the floor and got into the paint.
When you're not shooting well, that's a good way to get started, isn't it? Suns not able to cut into any of this lead with Kobe. When he left, the Lakers were leading by 1, and now have cut it only to 8 as Walton from outside, and Luke Walton, who struggles with his shooting, hits it. And right now, the Lakers are playing very well. Back to a 10-point lead. From the corner, House now. Eddie will get it going. That's a 2. Eddie House, he needs a hot hand. Somebody needs to jumpstart the Suns.
Right, he's the right guy. We've seen it so many times come in here and lift this team up, and we need it right here as this Phoenix Suns team's a little dead.
And Vucevic not able to get it to go. Boris Diaw comes down with a rebound. Diaw still looking to score in this game, and there he is again. Eddie House, crowd known the three-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates $150 to Suns Charities.
Sometimes it just takes one shot for him to get hot.
And he did not shoot well on the road. It was interesting. He only hit 31% of his shots on the road, averaged 6 points. But here tonight, he's already been able to hit 5. Vucevic outside. Inside 7 minutes to go. Walton backing in on Jones. And the shot clock expires. And they're going to take it side out. Roger Bell will come back in for the Suns. He'll replace Boris Diaw. So it'll be Thomas, Barbosa, Bell, along with Jones and Eddie House. Interesting lineup right now for Mike D'Antoni. Barbosa now brings it into the wing area to Raja Bell. You can see the Suns still not shooting well. 3 of 7. House has started to heat it up, though. In it comes to Thomas. Vucevic comes down with a rebound.
That's what I like about House's game. He didn't force that when he realized that Kurt Thomas had a small man on him, backed it up and gave him a nice pass from the post.
Here's Kwame Brown trying to track it down in the corner. The Lakers last year really struggled as they missed the playoffs, winning only 34 games, and then the spin move by Lamar Odom, and it's back up to 7-point lead. And Barbosa trying to make a pay, goes in, blocked, rejected. Nice spin move by Odom. Lamar Odom showing his open court ability to smush Parker. Rebound is cleared by Jones. The Lakers have come out here with some fire in this back-to-back game, and there's Eddie House. And speaking of fire, he has scored 7 points in 6 minutes.
Yeah, we'll answer for our own little fires. House is getting it done here, but you're right. Odom is great in open court and went to his right a few times there, and everybody says this guy just goes mainly to his left.
So 13 points, but 7 of those bench points coming from House, who jump-started the Sun. Odom from outside with a 3. House comes down with a rebound. Eddie House, when he scores late in the games, 8+ points. They have an 8-1 record, but he's going here in the first half. And House has ignited the Suns. 9 points.
And you don't talk much about that part of his game, but he handles the ball so well. That time splitting the pick and went all the way to the basket with the finger roll. And House has got this place erupting.
He really does. He has scored the last 9 points. He's ignited the crowd. He's jump-started the Suns, and they needed something because right now this team was not getting it done before 50 came in.
Splits it with the finger roll.
Eddie House has scored 9 of the Suns' 13 second-quarter points. He's jump-started the team. Now you have 101 million reasons to play Powerball. Saturday's Powerball jackpot, an estimated $101 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. It's time now for the Powerball Power Play, and guess who? Eddie House.
Well, we know about his jump shooting, and he continues to get to the basket with the finger roll. So House once again comes in and gets this rather lethargic Phoenix Suns team here early to get up and start playing better. And hopefully now Kobe will stay on the bench and Eddie House can take over the rest of the period.
Eddie House has come in here and he's the difference maker. 9 points in 7 minutes, 4 of 5 shooting. And now Steve Nash will re-enter the game along with Marion, House, Kurt Thomas in the lineup along with Raja Bell.
Kobe's back.
And Kobe is back. Tell you what, lethargic was a good word, my friend. The Suns were lethargic.
I have a thesaurus right here.
Do you? Well, you're just, that's education that you got. The triple was, there's Odom, didn't get that shot to go, and out it comes down to Nash. 37-34, Lakers have the lead. Their biggest lead has been 10. Here's Marion, dumps it off to House. Here he goes again with a 3. He got it. And Eddie House is proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Homes donates another $150 to Suns charity. How about the guy from Arizona State?
Coach D'Antoni's not stupid. They came down and ran that play. Eddie House did a great job of running his man off the screen, and he's hot.
Vucevic brings it in, a 12-2 run now for the Suns. They've tied it up at 37. Odom out to Vucevic. They bring it in to Devin George. George with the 3. Marion comes down to the rebound. Back they come the other way, and you know they're aware of number 50 now. House trying to create inside. That time he tried to lead. Kurt Thomas led him too far, and that'll be the first turnover against the Suns.
House had the right idea. He wanted Kurt to roll to the basket. Kurt that time popped back, and the ball went out of bounds.
Boy, this is an interesting game. Suns have 2 of their starters really haven't been contributing that many points. It's House that's off the bench. He's the big story at 12. And other than that, Marion has 8, and everyone else is 3 or 4 points. Here's Kobe, and Kobe now has bumped it up to double figures.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to get back in the action as he came off the pick and nailed the jump shot.
Kobe 5 of 11 for the field. Kurt Thomas, handoff to House. Vucevic trying to stay with him. House left it a little short. Saved by Marion. Look at the hustle by the Matrix.
Hustle is right, just really outworked Kwame Brown for that rebound.
Got a mismatch now inside. Thomas got loose because Brown came out on Nash, and Thomas with a chance at a three-point play.
That's got to be Kurt's game here tonight. When he can roll to the basket instead of popping back, he usually gets the basket. And there, wide open underneath. Another great bounce pass by Steve Nash. Catches it and lays it in and gets fouled.
Number 31, Chris Smith returns to the Lakers locker for number 54, Kwame Brown.
So now Thomas going to the line as Kurt this year from the free throw line, shooting 81%. Hey, come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle on level 4 of the U.S. Airways Center at all Suns home games. Tons of fun for the kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. 40-39, Suns now with the lead. Their biggest lead has been 2. As we mentioned earlier, the Lakers led by as many as 10. Chris Mihm has come back in the ball game now for the guys from Tinseltown. Odom tried to pass it in. Look at Marion. Is he something? He came in here with 71 steals at the start of the night, which was 7th in the league. Nash will back it out. 3 minutes to go in this first half. He has 3 blocks and 2 steals, John Marion does. Thomas again, and he gets a roll.
Man, is it nice to play with Steve Nash. Came off the pick there, and that time Kurt popped back, and Steve with a beautiful behind the back bounce pass.
The biggest lead of the game now for the Suns, up by 3. Pulisic brings it off now to Odom. Odom in the early going has scored 8 points. Swinging around. Pulisic picked up by House. 6 on the shot clock. Kobe's going to launch. Here's a 3. And the rebound by Marion. Marion now with 6 rebounds in the game. This guy has just been sensational this year. 29 times he's had 10-plus rebounds this year. Raja Bell has Kobe all over him. Into the corner goes to Nash. 9 on the shot clock. Devin George tried to stop him. Nash goes in and he is fouled. Was that pretty or what? He went on that baseline so quickly. I don't think Devin George knew what hit him.
No, just undressed Devin George with the left hand, and Lakers tried to get over there, but they fouled him. And you're going to see Nash at his best as he gets into the lane, and a beautiful behind-the-back bounce pass. Kurt Thomas drops in another jumper. The Suns making a run here at the end of the second quarter.
Suns in the last 5-22 have outscored the Lakers 17-4. Here's what's on tap for the Phoenix Suns. Brought to you by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth. Bud Light, always worth it. Upcoming Suns home games, Seattle. That's on UPN at 6 o'clock on Sunday. Saturday against the Bulls and the T-Wolves. And the big ticket will be here. And then the Memphis Grizzlies, who have been playing very good basketball on February 8th. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to suns.com.
Nothing like a cool Bud Light at 9:36.
Don't remind me of the time. I mean, I'm trying to not remind myself how late this game will
late
be.
games kill you, Gary.
I know. That's what happens. As
It's what happens when you get our age, Gary.
you can see, yeah, our age. Thank you for incorporating yourself into that. You saw that figure on Nash, number 1 in the NBA. He has missed this year only 10 free throws. There's Phil Jackson. He's won 9 NBA titles. Kobe Bryant not able to hit it. Phil Jackson in rebuilding mode, trying to, as he said, return the Lakers to their glory years. As after Shaq was traded away, this team's disintegrated last year. Kobe Bryant could not do it by himself. George inside to Odom. Odom with the left hand, and Marion playing tough defense. Mihm overshoots it. And the rebound comes out to Nash. Chris Mihm tonight is 1 of 6 from the field. 44-39. Suns with their biggest lead of the game. Nash with a 3. Count it! Nash proud to own the three-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charity. So the Suns now starting to heat up behind the line.
Devin George must have forgot who he was guarding as he tried to go underneath that pick and roll. Steve Nash stopped and hit the 3.
Nash with 9, and there's Odom so long. It's 6'10", just reached over that left hand.
So talented.
47-41. 2 years ago, the Miami Heat, he was outstanding. Then came over in the Shaq trade to the Lakers. There's House at time missing. And Mihm comes down with the rebound. Eddie House tonight now is 5 of 8 from the field. And we're going to have a foul as going to call that one on Raja Bell. And Bell, who has been really hanging tough with Kobe, picking up his second foul of the night. And that's the first in the last 2 minutes as Barbosa will come in and Bell will come out of the game. Bell talking to Malloy, the referee, complaining about the call. As you know, these two guys in the first meeting really got after each other.
I heard there was a tussle.
We'll see that before the night's over.
We might, Rabbit. We might.
Smush Parker now brings it off to Odom. 10 on the shot clock. Double team on Kobe. Gets it back with 7. Kobe, he's going to shoot this regardless.
Oh,
and he's bailed out. I mean bailed out. There was nothing going, and they call the foul. That'll be on Marion. His second.
Sean should be upset. Sean did a great job not only deflecting the first pass, but then recovering and getting his hands up as Kobe tried to draw the contact on a jump shot. Didn't get it. He's going to try to draw contact here. Sean's going to fly by him. Just an awful call. Terrible.
He didn't even make contact.
Terrible call.
It was Kobe's elbow that made the contact.
Flushed his jersey. Kobe was trying to make contact. Sean totally avoided it.
Yeah. So now Kobe gets the first free throw. I guess when you're playing the way you are, you get the calls. And Kobe certainly got one there, and he gets the bounce. He gets both free throws.
That guy doesn't need much help.
No, he doesn't. 12 points now for Kobe. Look at Nash. Wheels up the floor. Back out it comes now to Barbosa. Nash now looks up with 15 on the shot clock. 20 seconds left in the first half. 47-43 Suns. Nash, beautiful feed to Thomas and Kurt with the left hand.
Beautiful feed, like you said, and even a greater shot by Kurt Thomas running off the wrong leg with the left hand.
6 assists now for Steve Nash. Crowd still booing over that terrible call against Marion. And Bryant misses as the buzzer sounds. And this first half ends with a fired up crowd. The Suns outscore the Lakers in the second quarter, 28-21.
And Gary, credit Eddie House for getting this crowd into it and his team back in this game as they were reeling and then the house caught fire.
The house turned it. He had 12 points in this first half. As a moment ago, Steve Nash with one of those patented passes of his, setting up Thomas. Kurt taking it to the hole. And Tom will be coming up at halftime.